of Donald Trump and police, killer cops, and those who supported them? No, we will remember the silence of those who say or claim or think they're on our side.
That's right.
Because if you have not used your money, your resources, your mouth, your organization, your faith community, if you did not use your network, if you did not use your abilities for this movement, you can't claim it, first of all. And if you did not do that, you are part of the oppressor. You are supporting the oppressor. Your silence is violence.
That's right.
So this moment, if you woke up just because of the verdict, or if you felt a little bit of anxiety today when you heard the verdict is coming out, and you are worried and worried and worried, I'm going to tell you, welcome to living like a black person in America.
That's right.
Welcome to living like a black person in America. I'm not going to say the business name, but I called the business today that was closing up, and the woman that I was talking to was literally about to cry. Because she's like, I got to close this thing. We're closing down. And I felt really bad because I was like, how are you so worried? I'm the one who should be worried. I'm a black man in America. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? But the reality is there's a lot of people in this country, a lot of wealthy people, by the way, who are afraid today. But the reality is we got a little bit of justice, but I'm not satisfied. We should all not be satisfied. But tonight we celebrate. Tomorrow we go to work. And we must demand justice by any means necessary, including being out here right now and this for the stupid curfew.
Don't worry about the curfew, y'all good. Curfew don't exist.
Says nine.
Y'all say right.
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 Says nine.
Dante right.
Says nine.
Dante right.
Says nine.
Dante right.
Says nine.
Dante right.
Dante Jr., we love you. Community love you. You understand his families. He had a little sister. We love you. He had an older brother. We love you. Katie, we love you. Aubrey, we love you. You understand how hard this is for these families? Just imagine. Put yourself in their shoes. It was an accident, but put yourself in their shoes.
It wasn't an accident.
We ain't going for no
It was
accident.
not an accident.
That ain't what we do.
No, don't accept that.
Now,
accident.
we know.
That's a false narrative.
We know
That's
this
a
was
false-
not no accident.
Thank you.
We know
No
this was
false
not
narrative.
no accident.
Thank you. Thank you, Todd. Come on.
We know this was not a coincidence.
That's right.
There's no way you can confuse something that weighs 22 ounces to something that weighs 8 to 9 ounces.
That's right.
A dominant versus non-dominant.
Thank you. Thank you.
She was trained.
Thank you.
She was all the way up, 26 years on duty.
Thank
And
you.
y'all steady trying to play these fear tactics on us. We not going.
That's right.
We love our community. We love our brothers and sisters.
That's right.
We love one another. So when you kill one, we gonna come out here and we gonna stand. And this is a common ground, no matter who you are, no matter what color you is. Everybody sees the adversity set against African Americans in this country. We tired. We tired. We burnt out. We exhausted. Y'all expect every activist to just do this off the strength of their heart.
Yo, you know, beautiful words, bro. Keep going.
We gonna keep doing that just for these families. We don't owe these families nothing. We gonna keep going for hard for these families. There's people that was held all weekend. 136 people held all weekend. Let's talk about them. Let's uplift them. Understand how much trauma that would be. I know a couple of people got their ribs hurt when they got tackled that nobody's talking about. We need to highlight these victims as well. They out here taking L's on us. And literally, like, that's why half of them not here. They're afraid. They got chased. They got cornered. They got kicked in their stuff. Rubber bullets on sight. First night they came up running, spraying. and we eating all them bullets just to say stop killing us.
That's it. That ain't much to ask for.
We never afraid. We need justice for Dante Wright.
We don't get it.
That was not the due process. She's guilty. We need to speed this up. It shouldn't take no year in public humility to put the family in front of the TV and tell them they can't come into the courts because COVID-19, even though they all vaccinated, to make the whole world see that. It shouldn't have to come to this. It shouldn't have came to this. We, as a community, demand more. The youth are struggling more than me. I'm hot. I'm mad. We need to convert this energy into something. The youth did a walkout. The youth is hurt. They have no space. We need a youth mental health and wellness center. I don't care who builds it. These youth need it. We have to continue to uplift one another. I love everybody who keeps coming out here and riding. I love the fact that he's kept his truck right here. He said, "What? Skip curfew, let's go then." And he was with it. It takes us to have the spirit to encourage, to stand against these oppressors. The National Guard, go home. 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 We out here, y'all. I love the community. Everybody speak.
Every day we out here. I'm scared.
Y'all need to wipe the mic off. Still COVID.
There we go. Show you what's going on here. So yeah, this is the City of Brooklyn Center Police Department. So it's City of Brooklyn Center. Brooklyn Center is the actual city that we're in. This is all National Guard right here. You can see some of the control vans in the back right there. You know, but this is intense. This is where the whole standoff's been going down for the last couple weeks, for the last week. What's wild is this full on like inside there.
Uplifting our people and our organizations that's out here. We
can't see them, sorry.
That's ready to step
But it's just all
up
National Guard inside there.
We don't need these motherfuckers. Excuse my language. We got CFAC. We got Twin City Justice for Jamar Clark. We got family support and families against police violence. Right here, Move for Justice. We have here in Minnesota. We have so many organizations out here, youth organizations as well.
I'm gonna try to zoom for you guys, but it's a difficult process. There we go.
We got to uplift our brothers that's in the legislature, nonprofit. Anybody know him? We need to continue to uplift these brothers.
So yeah, all through here.
Each one teach one. We need to each one teach one. If y'all don't know, man, I encourage everybody to look at these bills, man.
Most everyone out here has been out here from day one. Like these are all kind of the same folks that have been out here for a solid week.
I don't know if y'all know, but if y'all get ticketed for protesting out here, they're gonna take away your benefits out here too. So we need to make sure that we stay focused on these bills that's out here that they're trying to slide underneath our noses as well. I'm not gonna say too much. All power to the people. I love my brothers and sisters, my community. I am so happy, but again, this is just a small minor win for us. Justice for George Floyd, justice for all stolen lives, and then yeah, man, we got to reopen all these cases. We need all these cases reopened. All of these cases reopened, from the Breonna Taylors, from Jaylen Brown, Kobe Heisler, Tamir Rice's, Walter Bumper Collins. We can keep on going, but we got to keep on saying their names, not let these people die, our brothers and sisters die in vain either, man. So all power to the people. Uplift our community. Uplift our organizations that's out here pushing the changes for our people. Black Lives Matter Twin City. Black Lives Matter Minnesota. Black Lives Matter St. Paul. Please connect with some of those organizations and figure out what you can do to help our brothers and sisters out here. I love y'all. Cortez Rice.
Assalamu alaikum everybody, my name is Mohammed Ibrahim with Care Minnesota, and really want to commemorate this night. That this is the night that we all were thinking about for a very, very long time, and there was a lot of work that was put in to this night here tonight. But what got us to this night was not the politicians. What got us to this night was not the prosecutors. It was not the system. It was the people that got us to this moment. And I want to take a moment to just commemorate what the people actually had to go through to get us to this point. After George Floyd was lynched in front of all of us, in front of the cameras for the world to see, Mike Freeman came out and said that he did not think that there were going to be any charges, but that there was enough there to bring forth any charges. But the people came out, and the people demanded for charges to be brought forth. But before even that, the officers were not even arrested. They were roaming the streets, and the people demanded for all officers to be arrested. And then they were arrested. And yet we did not get any charges whatsoever. And then finally we got some bogus charges. And then the people demanded for the charges to be upgraded because we knew the charges were BS. We demanded for somebody else other than Mike Freeman to take the case. Then Attorney General Keith Ellison took the case and upgraded the charges. But it took a lot of different things to happen for us to get some charges brought forth. And then once the charges were brought forth, they did not want a jury of peers of George Floyd to prosecute, to be the jury of the case. They wanted people that look like Derek Chauvin, that maybe carry the same values as Derek Chauvin, to carry and become juries of the case. And they were trying to take the case away and out of Hennepin County and take it to an outside jurisdiction. But he died in Hennepin County, and people in Hennepin County should be the ones that get to determine the fate of Derek Chauvin. But the people make that happen. And we fought for those things to happen. And then finally, they said, you know what? The case could stay in Hennepin County. Right? But then again, they let the officers go, even though Derek Chauvin was a flight risk, heading out to I think it was to Florida or Mexico or whatever the case is. Right? But yet, while all those, say that again, and they wanted to try it all together. But then that didn't happen. But all those things happened because of the people. And the people took to the streets. And that was a testament to what we all can do. But unfortunately, while the fight continued to happen, we lost many people during that time frame. From Dulal Eid to now Dante Wright and so many others. And that tells you that while the whole world was watching, the system was continuing to fail us. And we have to admit to ourselves, we can't lie to ourselves. We know that the system has deep roots in white supremacy, and it was never designed for us to win. So in order for us to dismantle the system, we have to be more than just not racist. We have to be anti-racist. We have to stand in the face of white supremacy. You know, a couple weeks ago, that there was a bill that was put forward to say that, hey, if you are a part of white supremacist groups, or you are affiliated in any way, you cannot become a police officer. And it came down to a party line vote. Well, the Republicans said, no, we can't do that. And the reasoning was because it was unconstitutional. Since when was saying no to hate unconstitutional? Since when saying, hey, we don't want people that are against Black lives unconstitutional? That is ridiculous. And this is why we must continue to fight tooth and nail. And I really want to shout out Brother Cortez and so many other brothers here as well that put their bodies, and sisters that put their bodies on the line for us, right? Getting hit with rubber bullets just so that we can exercise our voices, just for us to say, stop killing Black people. Stop killing Black people. Stop killing Black people. And today in Minnesota, we got a verdict that said that it was not okay to kill a Black man. Today in Minnesota, a jury of George Floyd's peers said enough is enough. A jury of George Floyd's peers said we will not stand for this. But we must not get complacent in this moment. Yes, we saw a glimpse of accountability, because to me, that is still not justice. It is still not justice. Justice would have been if George Floyd was still here with us. That would have been justice. But today, what we saw was accountability. We just saw a little bit of accountability. Today, what we got was half justice. And we still got 4 other officers to go. We got the 3 that were there on the scene, as well as Kimberly Potter. And we need to push for Kimberly Potter's charges to be upgraded to murder charges. We need to get murder charges. And I'm going to ask a very honest question. Where are the Ohio troopers at? Where are the Nebraska troopers at? Where are the Missouri troopers at? All they had to do was give us justice. All they have to do is give us accountability. But instead of giving us accountability, they are willing to spend millions and millions of dollars to silence us, millions of dollars to occupy us, millions of dollars that's coming from our money, from our taxpaying dollars, to oppress us, to tear gas us, just to silence us. All because they don't just want to give us some accountability. They don't want to give us justice. So now, tonight, yes, we got a little bit of accountability. And the door is cracked. But it is up to us to open that door fully wide open. It is up to us to demand for all of the cases to be reopened. And it is up to us to make sure that families don't have to come out here and re-traumatize themselves just so we can get their voices heard. Just so they can say, hey, I want some accountability. Because we know they will never ever get justice. They will never ever get justice. But it is up to us to hold these officials accountable, to hold the police accountable, to hold the system accountable, because it's the city of Minneapolis, the state of Minnesota, and the United States that's guilty, along with Derek Chauvin. And I was happy that Derek Chauvin got guilty charges, but I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I was a little sad as well. The reason why I was sad is because we were celebrating something that should have been normal. You know what I'm saying? And it's really, really bittersweet to me personally, because that tells us that we got so much work left to do. And yes, we're gonna celebrate tonight, but tomorrow we're gonna roll up our sleeves and get back right to work. Thank y'all. And next, I'd like to invite I don't even have words to describe Nakiba Levy Armstrong, but please come up, Nakiba Levy Armstrong, civil rights attorney, as well as the president of the Racial Justice Network.
Y'all, let's give it up for Muhammad. Come on, y'all, we can do better than that. We're standing out here in the cold after what happened today, letting them know that, as Muhammad said, we're not satisfied. A 20-year-old young Black man was unnecessarily killed just a week ago. As a mother, I am mad as hell. I have a son who is 16 years old. I don't even want him to get his driver's license because I don't want a crooked cop trying to pull my son over for an air freshener hanging on his mirror or expired tabs in a pandemic or whatever fake excuse they come up with to racially profile Black bodies and give my son the treatment that far too many Black men and Black boys receive, and increasingly Black women and Black girls. Because we'll never forget what happened to Sandra Bland and what they did to her just for speaking her truth and calling for accountability and why she was pulled over in the first place. So like Muhammad, I do celebrate the fact that finally a racist, crooked cop will be able to put on an orange jumpsuit and face some of the same Black men that he sent into the penitentiary. I would not want to be Derek Chauvin right about now. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't even gonna go deeper than that. I mean, think about that then. Now that is justice, in my opinion. That's why he was trying to cut a deal with crooked and corrupt Mike Freeman, the Hennepin County attorney, saying, I don't want to serve my time in state prison. I'll take 10 years on third-degree murder in federal prison, because he don't want to face the Black men that he put in prison in the state of Minnesota. Woo-hoo! I'm just saying, when you really think about it, he in trouble. He in trouble. Seriously, he better hope they don't experiment on his defense theories. I'm just gonna leave it right there. Only God knows it. Only God knows it. For real, it's something to think about. But honestly, though, as Muhammad was saying, y'all, as much as these politicians and these elected officials want to say, you know, we did this, we pat ourselves on the back, there was resistance at every hand, like Muhammad said. If it wasn't for the people showing up in a pandemic, y'all, we put that event page up at 2:00 in the morning after George Floyd was killed. Hours later, thousands of people showed up. And these were people who wouldn't leave their house because of a pandemic, who came out to stand up for George Floyd. And then we marched together from 38th in Chicago to the 3rd precinct. And just like what happened out here, the police responded with force. They came out with flashbang grenades, trying to tear gas people and trying to use force in riot gear against people who were hurting, against Black youth who were hurting, against people who were demanding justice. So for me personally, I have lost confidence in Governor Tim Walz because he authorized Operation Safety Net. And he had the nerve to say that their use of tear gas and munitions and projectiles and rubber bullets and all that has been judicious. So I'm like, you know what, Tim Walz, bring your ass out here. And you let them put all the weapons that they used on us on you, and then you still tell the people that their use was judicious. You would be running like a little, I'm gonna leave it right there. Right? So the people in positions of power act like they are better than all of us. They act like they can use their power to try to silence us. But us being out here in the cold after a victory, while most people have gone home and gone to sleep, shows that we will not give up, that we will not give in, that we are not satisfied with manslaughter charges against Kim Potter, that we will go back to the Washington County Attorney's house in Stillwater, Minnesota, again, like we just did last Saturday, to demand murder charges. Because Kim Potter should not get a slap on the wrist for taking the life of a young Black man who should still be alive. So we gotta persevere, y'all. I know we are tired. I know many of us, I did not sleep at all last night. And many of y'all ain't slept for days. I know we ain't eating right. I know we can't even keep a normal routine. I know my central nervous system was way off. I had to go to an event at George Floyd Square, and there were some monks who came, and they wound up doing a meditation, and it helped reset my central nervous system. Because we're in the middle of a war zone, and it's very stressful. It causes PTSD. When you don't know, we out here after their bogus ass curfew, at any point, they can come out here and try to snatch and grab and use all the tactics that they've been using. But I'm just proud of y'all, and I know, even though we didn't know Dante personally, I believe that he is proud of us for continuing to stand up for him and making sure he is not forgotten when the national and international media pack up and go home. That we don't care if the world is watching or they're not. We are watching. We live here. We demand justice, and we get justice. Justice for Dante Wright.
So my man's right here from the Innocence Project is in the building. As Mohammed has said about the deep roots of this system. Let's talk about that one time.
Peace. You know, I came down here today because the more I thought about it, and the more I looked at this with Dante Wright, I came here the other night and stopped through, but I flew down here because I did 32 years in prison for a crime I didn't commit. I just came home. My name is Darrell Jones. You Google that, I did 35 total. So you all are in prison right now, don't even know it. At least I knew it when I was in. Don't be concerned with that. That's what they do to us in the joint. It's the same thing. This is what they do to us in the joint. It's a factor of keeping us going. Now, nobody out here is not really thinking about this, but while y'all out here wilding out, if you look at all of us in the system, how many murders you hearing in the prison? You ain't hearing that. So we click up, white, black, all that, mob dudes, all of us. We click up. I'm originally from Chicago. I'm telling you, right? I'm here in Boston and my people. We click up. You have no choice but to click up. You got so many movements. I was sitting in the joint like, wow, which slogan do you damn follow with these people, right? We saying defund the police. I'm gonna hip y'all, put you up on game, because this is all game. So I'm gonna give you good game. How you defunding somebody who is working overtime, getting more money than they ever got all across the country? That means more police and they have to stay overtime to keep the numbers up, so they really getting paid. You want to defund them, put you up on how you defund them. When the Commonwealth, in any state, when they get up, they say, in behalf of the Commonwealth, in behalf of the Commonwealth. That means that's your credit card. Now, if I go take my man's credit card and just go use that and he find out, he gonna be like, nah, bro, I didn't tell you to use that credit card because you know the PIN number. They hip to y'all's PIN number. They know how to get into your account because you're not paying attention. You ain't been gone long enough. You ain't felt enough. You're just moving, independently moving, but you ain't feeling your movement. You got to feel your movement. When I'm telling you about what they do to you, be careful what they do. When they get up and saying Commonwealth versus Darrell Jones. I've been with everybody. My man Sean Ellis right now, we on the Netflix. That trial 4 is my man. That is us. I'm at the last part of it, waiting for mine. We're doing them all over. We gather, you all didn't even see that gather. We had over 250 of us. 250 of us, innocent men, Central Park 5, all of us. National exoneration, I'm on that list. Those of us they can't question. So I was sitting here saying, oh, I wish they would come over and arrest this innocent man again. So we could talk about why. Because I'm talking about you, right? So when they saying that, you need a chance. So I'm gonna give you a chance that you need to be saying. Because they can't say in behalf of the Commonwealth if you all were saying, not in my name. You'd be taking your power back, because who is he representing if you're saying not in my name? If all of this state was in position to be saying one word, not in my name, do you all know what would happen? Then they would be in court saying in behalf of who? You would change the system instantly right there by taking your credit back. Don't get played. Wake up. That's how they played me. And you need to be hip to something else. What happened to that white man in there? It was all white police that put me away. When you look me up, everything that could happen to a person happened to me. You know what opened the door for me to come home? For a white juror, Miss Somebody, I give her back the love for that. She came forward and she said, oh, you know what, 32 years ago, she didn't want to die with it. She died as soon as I came out. She said, you know what I did? Not her. 3 white men on the jury. I had an all-white jury. You gotta remember, this is 85 when I'm going to joint. I was 18, I'm 50 fucking 4. Peep game. That's my whole life. You understand that? I don't get that back. No matter how much bread they give me, I don't get that back. When I was in that joint, I lost my grandmother that raised me, my brother, my son, not counting how many cousins. But the issue was, I never even got to say goodbye to none of them. They just knock on my door like knock, knock. We lost another one. Go on about their way. I didn't go nowhere. I didn't share nothing. Don't let them play you out of what you could do. I was in a box. A lot of that time in that box in segregation, because I was doing this in jail. I won a United Nations award in jail. When I came out in Massachusetts, I worked for the mayor who just went to the White House.
Say that.
You understand that? Because they say, yo, that dude knows. I educated myself. In fact, I learned the law so much I got more people out of jail before I could get myself out.
Let's go.
You understand that? I peeped their game. You heard? So I know their laws. That's what you want to be hip to. That's what you better teach your kids. You understand that? Our brothers don't be knowing that. But you better get hip to your laws. When you out here celebrating 4th of July, I'm not saying don't celebrate it because white and black and all that other constitution. We already know it comes from a racist agenda. We're going to keep repeating the same thing. We know that. No. Use the statute at the bottom of it. Look at the bottom. When it starts telling you life, liberty, and the right to happiness, then you have a right. The pursuit of happiness, you have the right. So you claim that right. If we're marching all over the country like we're marching right now, and they seen us all over the world down about what they did to us, then they stole a right. And we didn't even tell them that. We got every scholar in the world because they read a book on pain, because they read a book of time that I did, and you teaching in the college, do you really think you telling them something? I lived that shit you making money off of talking about. I know what that's about. I ain't no Martin Luther King sucker. You know what that means? I feel it's a disrespect to Martin Luther King for anybody to be saying, yeah, Martin Luther King had a dream. I tell you what, I know a lot about comas. I was in one for 32 years. If I had a damn dream and y'all ain't waking up in 32 years, I'm in a fucking coma. But that's what we saying about him. That shit was supposed to been woke up and we wouldn't have had this.
Say that.
This is about us.
Say that.
We so focused on them and what we got to say to them.
Yep.
I don't need nothing from them but their light right now. So you can see what I'm saying.
Say it.
And if you don't like what I'm saying, you know what I meant.
That's right.
You understand? Listen, I'll tell you his night in prison. Now you're getting it from somebody that walked in there at 18. I know his night in prison. Now he's gonna come in, right? Now this is the funny thing about prison. This is for my young brothers, man, my bangers. You understand that? The ones that get it in, that put it down. Let me hip y'all to something, man. I learned this real easy. Watching everybody come in, every generation of gang. I've been everywhere. I done seen it all. I done met everybody you done watched on TV. Aaron Hernandez, right over here where I'm at. I done met them all. You go to his Gladiator series and you'll see I'm the one they came to speak on that. You understand that? Listen to this carefully. Peep game. I'm not just talking to you. I didn't come out here. I flew out here. And I've been speaking at the bigger places in the CNNs and doing what I'm supposed to do. But I'm supposed to be here too.
Yep.
You dig?
Yep.
I'm supposed to be here too.
Yep.
Wherever there's a light, we're going to get that light. There's a whole bunch of us, innocent men and women across the country. I speak for us. I speak with us. Others speak for us. Speak with us. We got a nation, right? We ain't got to be telling those stories when my brother was standing telling you. That's how unaware we be. In your name, they put me in jail for my whole damn life. And I can walk around and you have no idea who the hell I am. That's why I said he got a fair trial. Because everybody that's in prison like me, that are held down, I didn't have no limelight.
That's right.
I didn't have nothing. No investigator, extra money, stop the judge, hold this up, wait a minute. I didn't have none of that shit.
Right.
So we actually gave him a fair trial, so we don't never have to hear from him to get one of those. If he's telling you that, I'll come back. You understand that? Because I know about not getting one. I'm the only dude in my state since 1967 to sit in the prisoner's docket by itself a car and a half away, and my lawyer spoke for me and I never said a word. I never even knew. You understand that? And I got a jury saying from day one, yeah, whatever, he black. I was done from the beginning. You understand that? You better look the case, you'll be there. Anybody that can knock my case out in a week when you start Googling me, call me. You ain't gonna be able to do that. They did everything you could do. And I didn't even know. Now you wanna know the sad part about it? Now you're gonna be able to comprehend this. You know the saddest part about me doing that time? Because I didn't do it, whoever shot the dude, they shot him, popped him, and broke. Nothing else. Now he's draped in jewelry. So when Scarface was out, he's from Cuba, and this dude right here was the biggest drug dealer going, and he's draped with jewels, got his car, got drugs, and somebody just walk up on him and pop him and run off. Well, I'm from the hood. We don't just pop nobody and run off. I came to get something. Chains, we gonna snatch, we gonna get something. They were behind it. Because right after my case, the man that's supposed to be in charge of all of that, who became the chief of police during the whole time, bro, he was sniffing cocaine for 5 years. Richard Sprouse, look him up. Sniffing cocaine, they were stealing it. They were stealing it. And what happened in 85 when they got me and got him, he was a couple of months. He had been going for a year saying he was innocent on something. And the police was doing something with him. And what happened, the feds came and basically told them in 85, yo, we're going to need all that cocaine. And they were like, cocaine, yeah, that y'all been holding since the 67. They never used the evidence from, they were taking it home since 67, bro. So now the feds are there telling them, yo, we're going to need that cocaine. Where they going to get it from? Where they going to get it from? You think they just had it in their house sitting there? Wake up. Wake up. You want something out here, take it from me. You better start telling them not in your name. That's how you snatch power. That's how I got home. Not in my name, you won't be holding me up in here. I'm going to flip that back to you. Convo versus me, let me get my numbers up. You heard? Let me get my numbers up. Because that's not going to go down like that. Listen, this is his night, and I'll conclude with that. When you walk in there, everything we think is valuable, bro, for the gang dudes, one more time, bro, the jewels, all of that. Everything I got on, the gloves, all of that. They want all of that. Now, I had to think on that. Like, damn, everybody's coming to jail. Dudes are coming in draped. By the 90s, I'm seeing dudes coming in, rap community, you know, dudes are coming in, they're getting paper. And I'm like, damn, I just saw a picture of that dude last week. And they do just like this, bro. That chain, all that you rocking, we're going to send that back to your family, drop that off right here tonight. So I'm going, damn, we out there killing each other for that shit. And when I come into jail, they don't even want that. They don't even want it. And then I was like, because I'm more valuable. They get $45,000 a year for me. Fuck what I got on. I was the paper. And I watched them from the father to the son to the grandson growing up, watching them retire while I was in there, bro. And then I realized that's how they was playing. You heard? Are y'all hearing me? So don't let nobody tell you never again how somebody innocent feel or what they might be going through. I lived it. And tonight, when he goes in, and now here's the fun part that I like about it. Here's the fun part. So here's the fun part. You should know this. Now he's gonna go straight to protective custody. He's not gonna go to population. He's never gonna see it. But here's the point. Here's the point. Do you know in protective custody, although there's a bunch of PCs and rats and whatever you want to call them, the worst they call them, right? They will turn on him. So all night, right now, they're yelling to him, you piece of shit. They're gonna say that all night. They go at him all night. So the rest of his time in prison, he is the target, Holmes. Mentally the target. All night when he's trying to sleep, they banging on that wall. I said, now how we doing? You understand? That's his life right now, right? But I look at him, man, like yesterday's news. You don't make him today's news. We done with you next. If you ain't on next, man, you ain't in the race. You understand that? Ain't nothing wrong with everybody playing their lane, man. Listen, everybody's not a speaker, everybody's not a reporter, everybody's not a doctor. You understand that? All of us are not that, man. If we pick our lanes and get down together collectively, if somebody would have told everybody out here, man, you know what? We're gonna build a giant George Floyd building or jug, if we can make it into that, and said all we want everybody to do is drop $1 in there. All your visitors and everybody else, so we can build something in your community. Ding, ding, get your paper back. And I tell them about me, get your paper back. Because if they took $45,000 a year and it turns into $50,000 a year. If they took that much money, that was your taxpayers' money, right? So now, what's fraud? If they didn't get the right man and they got your paper, why y'all ain't getting your paper back? Tell them to give you that money back so you can put it in the schools. Every innocent man around the country start telling them the money you took for our taxpayers' money, that was not the guy. That would be fraud if you keep our money. We need our paper back. We're going to build a school with that. Then let all innocent people come out and tell them about that. You heard? Wake up, man. Don't get played. You know that black and white game? This is a reason. Let me hit you all to something about that right there. Only babies be concerned with colors. That's why they teach you when you grow up in school crayons. This is green, this is blue, this is red, right? You all don't got time for that. Because let me explain something to the white people so you understand clearly. When you hear the word nigger, we know that's what they called us, right? But when you ever heard white trash, black people didn't come up with white trash. That was other white people putting them aside because they messed with us. So y'all under the gun as white trash. So you rock with us if you were in a position where they thought we were trash. Yo, you ever see that antique road show where they find something super valuable? Y'all probably the most valuable thing on the planet. Get hip to that. Peace, love. Darrell Jones. Darrell Jones.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, brother. Ain't nothing you can do to take back time like that. Can't nobody speak to that. If there's other voices over here, it's that time. We need to air out more voices. Nitty, come say something, my brother.
Yeah, I'll be quick because I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I just got through watching the video in the car. I gotta go home and do some analytics. I gotta contact the people in Ohio. This is gonna be a rough one. It ain't gonna be a easy, clean cut. Excuse me, y'all. No disrespect. Yo, no disrespect back. Yo. Y'all right here behind me. Black man. Yo, can y'all walk down there? Thank you. Anyway, I'm sorry. It's just hard to talk to somebody directly behind your ear talking about absolutely nothing. All right, especially while we're talking about black lives. All right, we got to stay out here. We got to keep going. We got to stay motivated. Hey, yo, bro. Excuse me, sir. Yo, bro. Yo. Can y'all please stop, bro? Please. I know I'm talking about black lives dying out here. Can y'all just stop? Can y'all stop for a second, please? Straight up. I don't play that disrespect stuff, bro. Yo, so anyway, we got to keep going. This is not a victory. We got a moment where we can sit back and we can be happy for the family that they got justice. But as a movement, we're gonna continue until we get legislative change. We got to get real, true justice. We can't get justice until we change everything. We can't get justice until we change everything. Okay? We got a lot of problems in our community. Okay? When we talk about defunding the police, we're talking about taking money away from what they're doing and putting it back into our community. Okay? There's nothing wrong with black people. Poverty causes crime, not black people. Okay? They want to confuse you. They want to tell you there's something wrong with us as a people. It's the conditions that we under that make us act the way that we act. Every race of people that fall into the same conditions that we are in act the same way. When we move into the suburbs and get the same education as white people, we act the same way they act. We go to the same schools and we actually have better scores than them, to be completely honest. You know what I mean? We excel when we're in the same situation. We're the only race of people that actually rise up out of poverty. There is no other race of people that rises out of poverty but black people. Out of all the oppressed races, we're leading the way for all the races that are oppressed. With politicians, with celebrity, with financial goals, and with even fighting. And we got the heart to fight for everybody in the world. If the police was to kill a white person, black people are gonna be out here marching for y'all too. Not the other races. I'm just being honest. That's how our heart is. That's why we need to be protected by y'all. Okay? Because when we get changed for black people, it's gonna be changed for all people. Okay? They're not gonna write laws for black people. They're gonna write laws for all people. Even though we're getting changed for black lives to matter, they're gonna write laws that change lives for everybody. Okay? They're not just gonna write laws for black people. None of those laws are gonna say, okay, black people get this, black people get that. All the law changes that you're gonna get are gonna be for y'all too. If something happened to y'all that's unjustly done, by that police force back there, then y'all are gonna get the same afforded rights that we gonna get. Because when the government do something to y'all, they don't give a fuck about y'all neither. When it comes to that, you see what I'm saying? I'm just being real with y'all. White people at the bottom, they don't respect y'all. They feel like y'all wasn't supposed to fall off the slavery. Y'all all got properties and houses and shit. And the white people that fell off, they don't respect y'all. Let's be real. So the white people that's at the bottom with us, they have cut y'all off. Y'all are the same as us to them in their eyes. Y'all got a little privilege because y'all white, but we all eat crumbs underneath that table at this point from the government. Y'all don't have nothing better than me. You might own your house, but you live next door to me. You might own your car, and I lease mine, but we driving the same shit. You cannot move out of a community where I live. You understand what I'm saying? So all of y'all white people that have white friends that think they have some actual privilege that don't really exist, it's time for us to unite at the bottom and come together and fight for the changes for us. Because when y'all fight for us, we're going to turn around and fight for y'all. Y'all understand that? At the end of the day, we need change for black people, but we know the realistic wars between the rich and the poor. Y'all all realize that, right? Ain't no rich white people out here just marching around with us. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real with y'all. Okay? It's white people that feel like, I've been through some shit too. You know what I'm saying? Be real with y'all. It's the white people out here that feel like they've been through some shit, but still respect us because they know it ain't shit compared to what we go through on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? And as long as we keep that mutual respect, we will always have a world that we live in where we all can communicate with each other. We can all live in this world where we protest, where we all treated equally. Black people don't treat white people fucked up in the protest world. White people don't treat black people fucked up in the protest world. We have to get the rest of the world to understand this language that we have with each other. And once we leave this place, we go to the ugly world of racism that exists. That's why we love being out here. That's why you love being out here, why I love being out here, because inside of our own little bubble that we have created, there is no racism that exists inside of this bubble. And when a racist white person come in this bubble, white people remove them for us. So that's what y'all need to do in y'all real life. With y'all dads and y'all wives and y'all husbands that y'all laying with that y'all know are racist because y'all have changed. Y'all need to do the same thing y'all do at the protest and eliminate them out y'all lives or make them change. That's the only way they're gonna change. They're not gonna change because my black ass up here talking about white people. They only gonna change if you talk about white people. They only gonna change if you stop spending money with white people. They only gonna change if you stop doing business with white people. That's how white people change. That's what we truly need. You come out here every goddamn day and march with us. But if you don't change white people that's racist, that we can't change, then you're not doing your fucking job. Okay? If you come out here and support us, you don't have a voice here. But when you go home, your white voice is to change white people. It's to amplify our black voices. You take your white voice and you go amplify my black voice in areas where my black voice not respected. You get what I'm saying? Or can't go. And as long as you do that, we can start to begin to get change. At least we will be able to create a society where the people that don't comply to what we're talking about are eliminated. Let me tell you how that's real. When we walk down the street now and do this, put a fist up, white people scared. They ain't never been scared of this before. They ain't never been scared of it. White people will throw their fist up and don't even believe in Black Lives Matter now. When have you ever known in history white people to have to comply to black shit? For real. Walking down the street. All along history, white people have been able to say, fuck you, fuck what you doing, fuck black people. Our whole existence. But now they have to be afraid of us when we march down the street with our fist up. They're afraid of this fist now because it's too powerful. Okay, we have power now. We have so much power now together because y'all are marching with us. That's the difference now between the old 60s and what's going on now. They're afraid because when you have white, black, Hispanic, LGBTQ, Asian, every race of people, who are they working for? If all of us are out here in the streets as people together, who are the police working for? Who is our government working for when everyone is represented in this space? It's not just black people marching anymore. Every race, every sex is represented in this space of people that are marching. So when he talked about the Commonwealth, that's what he was talking about. We are the Commonwealth. We are the people. You know what I mean? Even when we go to a Trump rally, you know how you're on the right side? Because all the people white and all the people behind you is mixed races. That's it. It's very simple. You go to a Trump rally, it's white people versus the rest of the world. You ain't even got to know what's going on. You can just walk up and you know exactly where to stand. Like, I'm going to stand here with the world. It ain't that fucking hard. You know what I mean? It's white people that's mad right now that we got accountability for what happened. This is white people going all over. They're like, fuck black people, fuck Black Lives Matter, fuck this shit, this is some bullshit. all this other shit. Blue Lives Matter. I love the Smurfs too. You know what I'm saying? I love the Smurfs too. Okay, I'm for real. So I appreciate Blue Lives. I love the fucking Smurfs. Okay, I don't know what the fucking Blue Life is, but besides the Smurfs, you know what I'm saying? So shit, I agree with them on that. But at the end of the day, we got to make sure that we stick together. We got to make sure that we transition. Hopefully today is a day that people don't take as a real celebration, because we did not get a victory. You don't get a victory for something you're supposed to have. Okay? This is something that was not supposed to happen. Like I called Cortez and I told him, I can't celebrate because George Floyd is dead. I can't. You think Dante's family celebrating right now? You think the young lady in Ohio family celebrating right now? Right after we got the verdict, 10 minutes later, they killed the young lady in Ohio. The police ain't taking a fucking break. They're not taking a break. They didn't kill somebody every day since the trial started. Over 40 people have been killed since the trial started. Literally. The police have killed somebody every single day since the trial started. And when you look at it, I was telling somebody on my live the other day, I was live and I was telling them, I said, look at the cities where it happened at. Chicago again. Minnesota again. Portland again. I said, is it ironic that it keeps happening in the same places? And then Casey Goodson in Columbus, Ohio. And then Columbus, Ohio again. Okay? Something is wrong with the system. Apparently, if it keeps on happening the same ways in the same exact spots. Okay? The places that don't happen is the places that have overwhelming white people. Let's be real. You don't hear about that shit in Indiana that much. You see what I'm saying? Warsaw, Indiana, and all them other little places and shit. All the places that have like a majority of white people. You know why? Because when they pull their kids over, they tell them go home. They pull them over drunk. They call their parents, hey, your son out here drunk. Come get him. He's going home. In these little white cities, they know each other. Just like we know each other in these white communities, they know each other. That's why they love their little white bubbles. They love. Every state have like 2 black cities in it, and that's it. First of it is white bubbles everywhere. White bubbles everywhere. Where they can be as racist as they want to be, where Black Lives Matter ain't got to fucking matter or exist. And inside of these white bubbles, they're able to govern ourselves. We need a black bubble. We need our own little area of space where we can have our own police, where we can have our own mayor, where we can have our own stuff. We need to take one of these small white cities. I'm being real with you. I walked across the country and I realized it. The sheriff there stopped my... I'm gonna tell y'all a true story. And I ain't even mean to go into this. There was a guy that tried to hit a protester when we was marching from Milwaukee, Wisconsin to Washington, D.C. The guy tried to hit one of the protesters. The sheriff was watching. They was like, we can't arrest him because it's out of our jurisdiction. We have to wait for the local police to come arrest him. Okay? So the dude was just standing there. We waiting on the local. We like, why you can't arrest? You can't handcuff him or nothing. Nope. We gotta wait for the local police. We know the local police gonna be his guy because this is a little ass town. So when we leave this little ass town, we figure nothing gonna happen. My friend was mad. So he walked the guy past my friend and he punched him in his face like boom, boom, twice. Right in front of the sheriff, right? Boom, boom. They tried to grab him and say, we want the same privilege you just gave that white man because it's not your jurisdiction to arrest my friend. They bought that shit. I was shocked, but they bought it. I was shocked. They bought it though. I was like, hold on, bro. We want the same. Just like you treated that white man. And they didn't know what to do. They was confused. And by the time the local police came, he was gone. We put him in the car, he drove over and all that other shit. You see what I'm saying? But the point was, I realized that they was able to tell the state and the government, you can't come over here. We have our own police. If we have our own police, if they don't want to give us our own police department, we need to start acquiring land. We need to start acquiring things. We need to have, white people have little towns across the country that they own, that they operate, where they're the police, where they're everything. Imagine if I pull this son over, I'm calling you, bro. I'm not going to take your son to jail. I'm not going to take your son to jail. I'm not going to take your son to jail. If they don't want to give us these rights and these laws, we have to start looking to a future of having our own shit and just keeping them off our shit. Of having our own shit. Making our own towns, voting for our own mayors, creating our own police services, and using their system against them. Using their way that they do things against them. That's what I specialize in. I antagonize the police with their own fucking laws. I'm the dude that be like, I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. And you feel like, damn, I got to smack this dude's hand. I do everything I can legally within their system to make them see that your shit is fucked up. I can stand here. I can protest. I can break curfew. I can do this. I could do this, and they'd be so fucking mad that they stabbed me one day. Body slammed me and stabbed me one day, and I'm suing them for that. Because I ain't do absolutely nothing. But the point is, as long as we have two ways to do things. We can ask them for change, we can take change, or we can make change. All right? I'm not asking for shit. I'm here to take change. They're not gonna give it to us. So if they don't want to give us the change we're trying to take, we have all the resources right here. We got computer people out here. We got 1 million views worth of streamers out here. We got medics out here. We got carpenters out here. We got people that can build shit out here. We got plumbers out here. Lawyers be walking around. You know what we never do? Sit around and ask each other what we do. Sit around and ask each other what we specialize in. Sit around and say, hey, man, what do you do? One time this dude came, said, man, I'm a lawyer. I got plenty. I was like, dang, my lawyer that I have that has my lawsuit, he's like, yeah, man, I marched with you like 4 times. I'm like, God damn, I never even knew that. And he's a high-priced lawyer that represented like one of the bucks. So when I got stabbed, of course, they jumped on my situation, you know, to sue the city. But the point was, I never even knew he was marching with us. We have power in the group that we have right now. Not just the people that speak it, not just the politicians that we introduce, like, I'm the politician, I'm from this place, but the people that we got humbly walking around just marching every day, that we don't know are singers, that are talented, that are like all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? We got real life hackers out here, let's be real. We have everything that we need if we actually just communicate with each other to either build something new or destroy what they got. We just have to be really strategic, and we got to do exactly what that man said. We got to use our strengths. Everybody not the speaker. You get what I'm saying? Everybody not going to be. Martin Luther King had all the intangibles. And I ain't trying to say this like his music or nothing, but he had a look, he had a sound, he had a voice, he had a thought process. He was quick on his feet when stuff happened in front of him. You couldn't just trip him up with conversation. You have to have all of those things sometimes in order to be a great leader or a great speaker. And just because you can write the stuff, you could be a ghostwriter for great speakers. I'm just being real with you. A lot of people think they have to be the voice or the face of the movement, and that's not even what it is. Everyone has a place in this movement, okay? Find your strengths, tell people what you're strong at, and then build from there. And as long as we continue to build and build each other up, we'll be able to create an environment where we won't need nothing that they got, even if they don't give us that shit. That's what I'm with. I'm with saying, look, we're going to take this shit from you, or we're going to use your fucking shit against you and make sure that y'all can't take the shit that we gain on our own. All right? I love y'all. I love my city. I love the people of Minnesota. Support the activists to get more people down here.
Everybody give yourselves a round of applause. So Peter got to go. Yon got to go home. So Peter got to go home. So thank you so much, everybody. And everybody give Peter a round of applause. All right, thanks everybody. Love y'all, everybody. All part of the people.